On August 25th, 2004, Alex was killed by a sniper shot. He had just turned 20 years old.
His younger brother Brian also wanted to follow his brother's footsteps and participate in the military, but it was very difficult for Brian to deal with the loss of his brother, in which he started suffering always since the beginning. And December 2011, Brian took his life at the age of 24, and he's buried right next to his brother in Walpole, Massachusetts.
I know she was very happy at work. She loved her job, and I would have never. I guess if it was all bad, I might have really saw a red flag, but it wasn't. It seemed like things were good. It was kind of it was difficult for me to fathom the fact that she did, and that's the learning experience of knowing that it's anybody.
In the United States, 38,384 people died by suicide in 2010. That's one person every 13.4 seconds, making suicide the 10th leading cause of death.
When it comes to suicide rates in the United States, it has been one of the most challenging, perplexing, long-standing problems from a public health perspective that no one has been able to really make a great dent in at this point in time.
Over a 20-year period from 1990 to 2010, suicide rates dropped, then rose again.
There is hope that that can change, in large part because of the rising up of real people who've become aware or who are struggling with suicidal thinking, have had a history of attempts, who are now coming out and asking for more.
And more is being done. Communities are getting the resources they need through programs for teens and young adults, community programs, and programs for professionals. And community walks, like AFSP's Out of the Darkness walks and overnight walks, to support one another and honor their loved ones.
It's important to get together, and grieve together and move on with us life. Along the way, we're trying to make positive things and help others, about the awareness of suicide. And that's when we come along and talk to families, talk to the media, trying to bring this awareness as far as we can and to many languages as we can.
And word is spreading by those who are trying to help others any way they can.
With the marathon bombing, there was a lot of attention paid to Carlos. That attention helped to bring attention to American Foundation for Suicide Prevention with their walk.
I felt that I wanted to get more involved, so I took the Assist program over the past summer, and I just feel like there's nothing better than the feeling I had when you understand that other people are feeling the same way or have had the same feeling or can ask you a question and you can actually make a difference.
You can make a difference. If you suspect someone may be at risk for suicide, there are actions you can take to help.
My suggestion to anyone in society, regardless of your training or your background, is to just be a caring person and not write it off. Ask them if you can meet over coffee and just look them in the eye and say, is everything going okay?
Prevention works, and we only wish that despite the many efforts that we wish we had reached out to AFSP while Brian was alive. It may have saved his life.
AFSP works on the local, state, and national levels. While suicide is very personal and complicated, thoughtful public policies can reduce the number of suicides.
Number one was a bill that's been introduced in large part related to AFSP's efforts, actually, that the bill even came on the docket, called the Sprint Bill, which would fund research at a much higher level, specifically for suicide research. The other one related to allowing the mental health parity laws that are already on the books or about to be implemented in 2014 to actually take full effect. So right now there isn't always a way to keep it in check whether or not a particular healthcare plan is actually treating mental health along the same lines as a physical health condition.
On February 11th, I was pleased to see that our voice, along with that of many other military family organizations, was finally heard, and the Department of Defense here in the United States has allocated funding to have a national database on military families to understand the prevalence of how often military families are taking their lives or becoming suicidal. So it's good to see that there's progress being made.
Become a part of the forefront of increasing public awareness of suicide as a public health issue that is preventable.
AFSP is just this incredible blend of research, scientifically based evidence, and real people in real communities, that grassroots. And when that connects in an optimal way, and that's the part that I think I'm excited to work on and to really strengthen for AFSP.
Help us build a world without suicide. Visit www.afsp.org. And thanks.